Okay, let's unpack this. Have you ever wondered if there's a way to live a truly good life that's built entirely on reason, not just, tradition or feelings?
Yeah, like a system.
Exactly. In this deep dive, we're exploring just that, digging into what A.A. Long's Stoic studies sources tell us about the incredibly logical foundation of Stoic ethics.
Looking at the whole picture,
The
right?
whole system. Think of this as maybe a shortcut to understanding the bedrock principles of a philosophy that's, let's face it, stuck around for a couple thousand years for a pretty good reason.
And what's fascinating in these sources right from the start is how they establish this core idea. Stoic ethics isn't just made up. It's not arbitrary.
Okay.
It's presented as a direct, logical extension of their physics, their understanding of the universe, and their logic. It's not just one part of their philosophy. It's like woven into a whole comprehensive system.
So it's not just a list of do this, don't do that. It's deeply connected to how the Stoics actually saw reality itself. And Long really highlights this central relationship, doesn't he? Between nature, physis, and reason, logos.
Exactly. The ultimate standard, according to these texts, is living according to nature. But, and here's the crucial Stoic move, is our unique nature as humans is rational.
Ah, yeah.
So living according to your nature, human nature, just means living according to reason. Reason isn't simply a tool for them. It's the guide, the defining characteristic.
Okay, so living a good life is fundamentally about aligning your actions with that rational order, the one you find both in the universe and sort of inherent in yourself as a human being.
Precisely.
And that logical starting point, that must have huge implications for how the Stoics valued things, right? What they thought was important.
Oh, completely. It totally reshapes their value system. Because the only thing that truly perfects your rational nature, the only thing that is entirely in your control and aligns perfectly with universal reason, well, that's your virtue.
Just virtue.
Just virtue. These sources make it really clear that this is why only virtue is truly good. Everything else, things like health, wealth, reputation, the stuff most people chase.
It's the usual suspects, yeah.
The Stoics classify them as indifference. They don't actually contribute to your rational perfection, your virtue, so they aren't truly good or bad in themselves.
Not even things like health. That seems counterintuitive.
Well, they'd call health a preferred indifferent.
Yeah.
It's naturally in line with our physical nature, so it's preferable, logically speaking. But it's still not intrinsically good in the way that virtue is. Virtue is about your rational core.
That distinction is so, stark. Kind of radical. But seeing it rooted in their logic makes it less about, I guess, personal taste and more about cosmic alignment.
Mm-hmm.
The sources also mention oikiosis, this idea of self-preservation or maybe self-perception as a starting point. How does that fit into this logical structure?
Right, oikiosis. This brings up an interesting point about how Stoic ethics sort of develops. It's presented as a kind of logical priority, maybe.
Yeah.
A basic, almost instinctual drive we have to care for ourselves, preserve ourselves, and then, those closest to us.
Like family.
Exactly. But what's brilliant here, the Stoic move, is how reason logos is then used to expand this natural impulse.
Expanded how?
Well, reason allows you to see that the rational order doesn't stop with you or your family. It extends to all of humanity because all humans share in reason and ultimately to the entire cosmos, which they saw as rationally ordered.
Ah. So it's like reason takes that initial spark of self-care and logically broadens its scope.
Precisely. It broadens it into this idea of universal concern, of aligning yourself with cosmic nature, with the whole rational system. It's a logical progression.
That's a really critical point. It shows this step-by-step movement from a basic drive to a full ethical system. So if I'm trying to connect the dots here, you've got the Stoics understanding the rational structure of the universe, that's their physics.
Right.
Then recognizing that humans are defined by their capacity for reason, logos, that's their logic.
Yep.
And then arguing that using this reason allows you to understand that universal order and, crucially, align your own actions with it.
You've got it. And by aligning your actions with the rational order of nature, using your reason as the tool, what's the logic part, again, you cultivate the only true good, virtue, which is their ethics.
And that leads to happiness.
Well, eudaimonia, which isn't just feeling good, it's more like flourishing, living well, deeply well, because you're living perfectly in accordance with your own rational nature and the nature of the universe itself. It's a seamless, logical flow from understanding reality to living optimally within it.
So when we look at what this all means, these sources really show us that for the Stoics, ethics wasn't some kind of, fluffy self-help guide or just a list of commands from on high.
No, not at all.
It was a rigorous practical science. Their ethics was logically derived from their fundamental understanding of reality and our place
Uh-huh.
as rational beings within that structure. It's an incredibly tightly woven system.
It really is. If we connect this to the bigger picture, their ethics is perhaps one of history's most ambitious attempts to ground morality entirely in, well, objective reason and the actual structure of the world as they saw it.
Okay, but here's where it gets really interesting, maybe a final thought for you to chew on. If Stoic ethics is fundamentally an application of logic to their understanding of the universe and human nature, what happens when our modern scientific understanding of that structure is, let's be honest, vastly different?
Good question.
Does the logic of Stoic ethics still hold up on its own? Or does it perhaps require a completely new foundation based on what we know now? Something to think about.